Excuse me with my Ariana hair here. I thought it would be a nice touch. What's up, guys? So I wanted to do a rewind and show you guys where I got started, where I am now, and kind of like what my plans are for the future. I guess the easiest thing to do is just start at the beginning. So basically, when I was younger, I was a gymnast for a lot of years, and then I went to high school and I danced some, but I had a lot of injuries. I had juvenile arthritis, so I really struggled being on my feet for a long time. I couldn't really do any sports, and it was just driving me crazy. And once I stopped doing gymnastics and dance because of that injury, I started gaining weight pretty rapidly. I completely panicked and unfortunately spiraled into a really horrible, painful eating disorder. I really struggled with bulimia and anorexia and just binging and purging. This was kind of my first 3 years of high school where you're figuring out who you are. You're so vulnerable during those years and impressionable, and I unfortunately just didn't have the guidance that I needed and kind of spiraled and ended up seeking help in my church and got the help that I needed between that and between doctors and things. So I'm really, really blessed to, have walked away from that, but it's something that you struggle with your whole life. So don't get me wrong, I still have my days where I'm harder on myself. But through all of that, I made a really good friend that went to the gym, and I remembered seeing a picture of Amanda Latona, actually. She has the queen butt, the best butt you've ever seen in your whole life. And I remember seeing her and Jessica Aravello and just how strong and fit they were, and really wanting that and deciding I need to gain control back over my life. Maybe this is the way that I do it. So I reached out to my friend and kind of had him teach me how to lift weights. I kind of just fell headfirst into it. And within 6 months of training, I decided all in, I'm gonna compete. I wanna be like Amanda Latona. I wanna be like Jessica Aravello. So I signed up for the INBF Tri-State show. Got on stage and placed third in my first show, and I was addicted from that point on, and did I think 3 more shows just that year. And unfortunately through that, I was hospitalized more than once for severe dehydration and other issues that come with competing if you don't do it correctly. And I didn't really have the guidance, again, that I needed to do it in a really healthy way, and would get nervous and then not eat and not drink or whatever it was, and end up in the hospital after every show. A year later, I moved to Spain and started going to school there. And about 6 months into that, I heard that there was a show in Ireland, and I was like, oh, I want to compete, while I'm over here in Europe. And I signed up for an Ireland show and ended up winning Miss Ireland Fitness Bikini that year. So I was so excited and wanted to keep going. Got back to Kentucky that summer and prepped for one more show. Only about halfway through that prep, my coach, he made a comment to me along the lines of, if you're not at this body fat percentage by this day, then I'm pulling you from the show. And I had worked so hard, and I got that news, and I was just like, well, fuck it. If you don't believe in me, then I don't believe in me, and I'm not gonna do it. They thought it would kick me into gear, but instead it did the opposite, and I dropped the show. So that was the last time I even considered competing. So after that, I spent one more semester in Madrid and met Brandon and dated Brandon, and we had a ton of fun. And then I moved to Boston the following January, and something happened in Boston where I just got involved with probably the wrong group of people. I just started partying like crazy. I was just doing the college thing of drinking all the time. I was going out 4 nights a week. Through that process, I wasn't working out, I wasn't eating well, I wasn't taking care of myself, I was struggling financially, working this crazy bar job, and just grinding, trying to pay my bills and drinking way too much, and it was just kind of a downward spiral. And as you can see, my body definitely suffered for it. Over time, I just started getting so miserable and realized that I wasn't fulfilled and I wasn't happy. I didn't even know what I was doing anymore. And I remember specifically having this one night that I went out, and then I went to some after party until 9 o'clock in the morning or something just ridiculous, somewhere I shouldn't have been. And I got in a taxi and I was on my way home, and I remember literally taking out my hair extensions, wiping all my makeup off, putting on a hoodie, and just sitting in the back of this cab just crying. What the hell am I doing with my life? I'm not healthy, I don't feel good, I don't look good. I was in such a bad place, and I just didn't know what to do. And a lot of my time in Boston, I felt this way. Through that, I kind of was okay, we're gonna get our shit together. We're gonna do something different. And the first step for me was having some discipline, having some structure. And for me, that looked like going back to the gym. So I slowly but surely, 3 days a week, worked my way up. Just wasn't as consistent as I should have been. Competing wasn't on my radar. I was traveling a lot, working a ton, traveling for work, and just my diet was all over the place. And finally, in January of 2018, Brandon moved to the States to be with me. We were in the gym all the time, every day. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get back into it. And as you can see here, this is a picture that I took in December of 2017. I started getting things back together and I started losing a lot of weight. The biggest thing was I was eating when I was hungry and only when I was hungry. And I stopped snacking and I stopped drinking alcohol. I wasn't partying, which meant I wasn't going home at 2 in the morning eating crap because I was hungry after drinking. I just changed that and cut all of that out of my life, and it became, okay, you know, eat when you're hungry and eat what makes you feel good and what makes you happy. For me, that means like a big sugary freaking venti Starbucks coffee every day. No, it's not great for me. But if I'm having that, like I'm having a wholesome lunch and like a dinner with protein. For me, that worked, and I saw a massive difference in my body. I was at my lowest weight here, at my highest weight in December. So I literally went from 141 to like 112 pounds. It's a huge, huge difference. And I actually don't believe in weighing myself. I only happened to know that in this because I had gone to the doctor because I was like sick or something this week and had taken progress photos, and they told me how much I weighed, and I was shocked at the difference. You know, I remember taking these photos, and these are the first photos that I sent to my coach, Tom. I started working with Brandon's coach, evolution training team, and we kind of, you know, we're playing with the idea of maybe Brittany will compete in 2019, maybe not, let's see. And he was like, let me put you on a plan and let's kind of see what we can do. Send me photos of where you're at now. I remember looking at them and being like, I am the definition of skinny fat. Like, I lost all this weight, but I still have no muscle. I'm not eating enough to build muscle. I'm just like, I'm gonna kick it into gear. I'm gonna start following this plan about May. So from May to now, I have really been working on being in the gym at least 5 days a week, you know, lifting heavy, drinking my protein shakes. More than anything, I drink my freaking protein shakes. It is so hard for me. I hate drinking them. But it's just like getting the protein in for me so that I could put on actual muscle. So I gained about like 6 or 7 pounds, come and go. And you can just see a shape. Like, I had no shape before, and I was able to just build this shape by being in the gym consistently and Brandon screaming at me to eat my chicken and just eat enough protein. So it's awesome that you can see literally like from, you know, month 1 to 9, the massive change that you can make in your body, but it takes patience. It took a long time. And if I wanted those results right away and like thought they were gonna come, I would have been very disappointed. This took a while. Now, I am in a place where I feel really good. I feel really confident. I'm finally putting on muscle again. Brandon took this photo of me, and I remember seeing it and being like, oh, is that a muscle? Like, do I have a muscle? Is that a delt? And just totally freaked out. I was so excited about those little things because it takes so long. So now that I've, you know, proved to myself that I can do this, I'm like, hey, I'm all in. Let's do it again. Let's compete again. 2019, let's do something else. 2019 is going to be my year, and Brandon's actually competing in the PCA bodybuilding show at Body Power in May of 2019, and I am going to compete too. I'm officially saying it, so this is me committing to do it. I will start my official prep sometime in January. Right now, I'm just trying to put on as much weight as I possibly can. Before then, I definitely want to have some muscle so I don't disappear when I go and do a cut. So super exciting. I'm going to be competing in, I think it's called like bikini toned. Don't quote me on that. PCA is a lot different than the NPC and how they like describe things. But yeah, I'm pumped. So I'm going to be going to England. Brandon and I will be prepping together, which is awesome. Hopefully we won't kill each other. I think we'll be really motivating to each other, which will be great. And I have some progress pictures now so you can see exactly where I'm at. And I'll do like a little physique update. Otherwise, I will just keep you updated. And I hope that, you know, any of you watching, maybe this is like somewhat at all motivating, that you can start from this and get to this. And it feels really good for me to like see that difference, and it just takes time and it just takes patience, but it's worth it. Anyway, I will be taking you guys along with me on this prep. I need to come up with a name for the prep. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Every day I'm gonna be trying to vlog as much as I can so you can see the beginning to the end. I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. I hope you're as excited as I am, and I will see you in the next one.